got Jake Magnum throwing balls off the wall. Boom, Spider-Man throw. Kodai Senga, he is now a closer. Got his first save on Monday. He wants the ball. What does outfielder Carson Bench do? Throws it into the freaking stands. Jeffrey Yan continues his hot stretch. He accidentally celebrated a ball, then challenged the ball and wasted the challenge. Bring him in, they're down 1. He gets a ground out, then strikes out Harry Ford in a big spot, so Jeffrey Yan's feeling himself. Does his classic jump celebration. They let Yan come out for a second inning. It's a ground out, gets a strikeout on a nasty slider. This guy needs 1 more out for a perfect inning. He has Nunez down 0-2, thinks he strikes out Nunez, does the jump for Joy Selly. Umpire calls it a ball. What a douche. So he challenges it. He's wrong on the challenge. So he accidentally celebrates a ball. Kind of embarrasses himself a little bit, but it's all right because he ends up striking him out anyway. The Mets, don't look now, have won 9 of their last 12 games without Soto. Just wait till Soto gets back. Someone called this the dumbest rule in baseball. It's a rare rule that required the Blue Jays to get 4 outs. It's only happened once in the past decade. So in the 7th inning, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. makes a play. It looks like a double play. It isn't a double play. So the scoreboard thought there was 2 outs. And so the runners believe there's 2 outs, but there's really just 1 out. The Red Sox hit a fly ball. You can see the scoreboard operator actually changes the outs from 2 outs to 1 out in the middle of this fly out, but the runners think there's 2 outs, so they just go on contact. There's a runner on third, there's a runner on first. They both are way off the bag. The runner on third goes home, the runner on first goes to second. They get easily doubled off, so that is 3 outs. He's out by a mile. They think it's done. However, Anthony Siegler's at third base. He leaves early. He scores, but it's illegal score because he does not tag up. The Blue Jays, who just got the 3rd out at first, walk off the field because, right, 3 outs, the inning's over. That's what they think. But unbeknownst to them, and basically every other person in baseball, that run actually counted. So at first, the umpires wave off the run, right? They have a 15-minute delay to sort this shit up, and they come back and decide this run technically counts. Even the umpires don't even know this rule is good.
Okay, so what we have here is we have a time play, meaning when the third out was made at first base with the runner not tagging up, the runner that was on third base also did not tag, but crossed home plate before the 3rd out was made at first base. So that is a time play. We are going to New York to do a rules check.
So even though the runner on third left without tagging up, which is illegal, the second he touches home, the run does technically count until an appeal is called by the opposing team. Since the Blue Jays did not appeal, they just got the runner out at first and assumed the inning was over. They left the field before appealing the play. Technically, the run does count. But at the end of the day, the Blue Jays do win that game. They do win 3 out of 4 against the Red Sox, and then they win 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. So it was a great week for the Blue Jays. They are currently a half game back of a playoff spot. At one point, there were 5 teams tied for the last playoff spot in the AL wildcard race. AL currently 6 teams within 2 games of a playoff spot in the AL right now. All 5 AL East teams, all 5 teams in the AL East were in a playoff spot, which is probably never happened in MLB history. There are only 5 teams with a positive run differential in the American League right now. There are only 5 teams with a winning record in the American League right now, meaning if the season ended today, there would be a team below 500 in a playoff spot. And has that ever happened in MLB history, Mitchell?
I think so.
I think so. The Blue Jays currently are in last place. Currently are last in OPS, last in on-base percentage, second to last in home runs and in runs, and we're in a playoff spot this week. So they currently have 8 starters on the IL. I repeat, 8 starting pitchers on the IL, 6 position players on the IL, 2 more relievers on the IL, 16 players in total on the IL. Patrick Corbin, Jose Barrios, Bowden Francis, Jameson Taillon, Trey Savage, Spencer Artagetti, and Cody Ponce. And they still were in a playoff spot this week, briefly. This is the 1-year anniversary of the last time Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a home run at home, but currently just 1 game back of a wild card spot for the Blue Jays. The Tigers had the worst record in baseball going into June, traded away their 2 best pitchers at the deadline. That's Derek Skubal, Casey Mize. Just got swept by their division rival. Haven't been over 500 since May. We're in a playoff spot this week. The Tigers were in the playoffs this week, currently 1 game back of a playoff spot. The Rangers lost 4 games in a row this week, lost 5 out of 6 games, lost 12 of their last 17 since the All-Star break. We're briefly in a playoff spot this week. They lose a back-to-back series to the 2 worst teams in baseball. Still, briefly, we're in a playoff spot this week, which I don't know how that happened, and are currently a half game back of the playoffs. Then the Twins, 5 starting pitchers on the IL right now. They're bottom 5 in starting pitching ERA and relief pitching ERA. They have a 4.67 ERA as a team. The pitching sucks. Yet briefly this week, we're also in a playoff spot. Currently 1.5 games back of a playoff spot. So you're probably wondering, all these teams were in a playoff spot, but now they're not. Who's the team that is in a playoff spot? It is the Baltimore Orioles. They've traded their star catcher, Adley Rutschman, at the deadline. The last time they were over 500 was April 14th. Halfway through this week, they were last in the AL East. They were last in the AL East 3 days ago. 10 days ago, they had an 8.8% chance to make the playoffs. But if the season ended right now, they would be in a playoff spot. Yohel Pozo took a walk and turned around and grabbed his nuts. Boom. That's his new celebration. So the Orioles, even though the Orioles are in a playoff spot right now, still, according to Fangraphs, only have a 23.1% chance to make the playoffs. That's got to be a record. The Orioles, 23% chance to make it. The Blue Jays, 17% chance to make it. The Twins, 21% chance to make it. The Tigers, 18% chance to make it. And the Texas Rangers, 31.5% chance to make it. So despite losing 5 out of 7, losing 2 series to the 2 worst teams in baseball, the Rangers, according to the analytics, have the best chance to make the playoffs. The analytics do say the Mariners have a better chance than all of them to make the playoffs. 35.9% chance to make the playoffs. This is a team that is 12-22 since July 7th. That is the second worst record in baseball. 7 games under 500. Just went on a 6-game losing streak. According to the playoff odds, they actually have a better chance than all 5 of those teams. Joshua Baez, he made his major league debut on Saturday, all right? This kid, first major league at bat on the very first pitch he sees. You know what he does?
Swing and a high fly, belted, first pitch in the show, Baez
Boom, 449-foot home run in his first MLB pitch. Comes up again in the 4th, tie game. In his second major league bat ever.
Swing and a drive down the line, did he do it again? That ball is gone!
Another home run. Then he comes up in the 6th inning. It's his 3rd major league at bat in his entire career. He's facing Matthew Boyd for the 3rd time, and for the 3rd time,
swing, drive, well hit right. Suzuki back. It's gone.
He hits another home run. Joshua Baez hits 3 home runs in his first 3 major league at-bats. First time in major league history a player's hit 3 home runs in his first major league game, and that doesn't fucking happen every year. The Dodgers, another tough series. But before we get to that, a quick word from today's sponsor, Hello Tushy. You shower after the gym. You wash your hands after the bathroom. You never call either one optional, but when it comes to cleaning the dirtiest part of your body, you use dry paper. Everybody knows that toilet paper isn't the best way to clean, that a bidet is the cleanest, most comfortable, and sanitary way to clean after the restroom, but you gotta be a frickin' billionaire to afford one. Not anymore. Tushy is a bidet that ships right to your house and can be installed within minutes. They easily attach to your existing toilet without need for additional plumbing at all. All you need is an outlet and you can clean yourself like a king. It's clean, comfortable, easy to install, comes with a heated seat, adjustable water temperature, and a powerful yet gentle dryer. This thing feels amazing. It changed my life ever since they sent me one. It will instantly upgrade your life. So stop wiping like a peasant and start cleaning like a king. Go to hellotushy.com, use code PDE and get 10% off your first bidet order. That is hellotushy.com. Their bidets come with a 30-day hassle-free return plus a 12-month warranty, so there really is no excuse not to. And with my deal, it's even better. For a limited time, you can get 10% off. Just use code PDE at checkout. That is 10% off your first bidet order at hellotushy.com with code PDE. Freddie Freeman tries to catch a foul ball.
The dugout, look out! Freddie takes a tumble.
Falls into the dugout, man. Says after the game, he was diagnosed with total body soreness. Ends up playing the very next day. But then they have to play the Brewers. In game 1, the Dodgers take a 4-2 lead. They go into the 9th up by 2. They bring in their closer, Edwin Diaz. Gives up back-to-back singles. Then gives up another single. Then gives up another single. Blows the lead, 4 singles in a row in the 9th inning. They don't even let him try to get out of it. They just take him out of the game. They said, bro, you're out. You're done. They bring in Alex Vesia. He's 1 out away from getting out of the inning tied.
And Bowers on the ground through base hit. Here comes Churio, and he will score.
He gives up a single, and the Dodgers blow the game. Then Edwin Diaz currently has a 10.66 ERA, and since coming off the IL, he has blown 3 of 6 save opportunities. His fastball velocity is down 1 mile per hour from last season, and his whiff percentage has gone from 41.5% to 21.8%. Kyle Tucker, who is also struggling, 232 average, that's the lowest of his career, 220 on base percentage, that's the lowest of his career, 370 slugging, that is the lowest of his career, and at home, he's batting just 189 with a 558 OPS. Since they lowered the pitcher's mound in 1969, he has the lowest average at home, lowest on base percentage at home, and lowest slugging percentage at home. So he's the worst home player in baseball history since 1969. He's struggling so much that the Dodgers rested him on Saturday because, quote, of his frustrations at playing at home. Doesn't work. Comes back Sunday, goes 0 for 3, then goes back to catch a fly ball and misses the fly ball. Kyle Tucker gets booed at home, and on this 6-game home stretch, he goes 0 for 19 with 4 strikeouts. $73 million combined have a negative .8 B WAR. Then also you got Skubal, another free agent signing. He's made 3 starts for the Dodgers and hasn't made it out of the 6th inning. According to him, that is, quote, not acceptable. He does have a 3.18 ERA, so he's not doing terrible, but they are 1-2 in those starts. And since signing Skubal, they are 5-10. But the Tigers have gone the opposite direction since getting rid of Skubal. The Tigers traded Tarik Skubal and Casey Mize, their 2 best pitchers, and proceeded to win 9 of their next 12 games. During this stretch, they had the best team ERA in baseball, the lowest starting staff ERA in baseball. So they traded their 2 best pitchers. They go against the Guardians. They win game 1, lose game 2, then shut them out in game 3. So this is their 6th shutout in a 14-game span. They win 2 out of 3 against the Guardians and surpassed Texas. They were in the sole possession of the final wild card spot. So the Tigers, we thought, were dead and buried, and at one point having the worst record in MLB. They traded their 2 best pitchers and had playoff odds of 18.3% just 11 days ago. Were in a playoff spot at that point. But then they had to play the White Sox, and they go in the series against this weekend against the White Sox 2.5 games back, meaning if they sweep the White Sox, there'd be a first place team. And that is an alternate universe because that did not happen. On Friday, White Sox hit 4 homers off them, 1 by Murakami, 2 by Miguel Vargas. On Saturday, they come back to win a game, and on Sunday, they come back and get another win, another Munetaki Murakami home run, and another Miguel Vargas home run. Miguel Vargas, 5 homers this week, 29 homers on the season. Murakami has 28 homers, and the White Sox extend their lead to 5.5 games. The White Sox, their playoff odds have gone up to 72.4%. They have the biggest division lead of the season. They have a 22.4% increase in playoff odds in just 3 games, and a 37% increase in playoff odds this week alone. Their playoff odds went from 35% to 72%.
And that is all for this week's episode, guys. If we missed your favorite team or you want to hear us go more in depth on your favorite team, click this link to hear the full-length podcast. We have timestamps for all 30 teams. We cover all 30 every single week. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. See you next time.